Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is looking into what their thoughts are when you come into their mind. And I have 4 piles for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, as well as with your person's energy, and I will see you in a minute. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this star, then this is going to be your reading on what it is that your person thinks of you. And this card here is advice for the end of your reading, so we will go ahead and put it to the side for right now. And before we go ahead and get into what it is that they think of you, we're first going to look into the current energies of this person, just to make sure that this is the person that you're thinking of. If this doesn't resonate on any level with the person on your mind or with another person whose energy is coming through, then this might not be your pile. And as always with any of my pick a card readings, I'm only going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing in the cards. So if you're not really ready to hear anything besides what it is that you're hoping to hear, then perhaps this is not the time for you to watch this video. But please don't ever let a YouTube reading ruin your day. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look into who this person is. So we have Slave, Firefly, the Sword, Mystic, and Death's Head. And the key word is imitate. Okay, so this person seems to be somebody who is very impulsive, or perhaps flies by the seat of their pants, flies by kind of external sources. They seem to be somebody who is very dependent or reactive to external sources. I feel like this might be somebody who has either cut you off or is somebody who shows up in the energy of somebody who cuts ties with people very quickly, or who perhaps breadcrumbs them, or who is either really all in one moment and then kind of goes silent the next. And I think that a lot of this has to do with the fact that this person doesn't necessarily know who they are themselves, and so it can be very easy for them to perhaps mirror other people, or kind of explore different possibilities or different interests when it comes to just life in general through the eyes or the lens of somebody else. And with time, they might realize that that's not necessarily something that is genuinely authentic to them. And I think it's because they truly don't know who it is that they are. It could be also with Mystic here that this person is definitely on like a soul journey, or like an identity journey of some kind at the moment. Someone who's trying to develop their relationship with spirit in whatever way kind of sits right with them. But really, I just see somebody who is unsure of who they are and is currently exploring it, and may come across as flighty, may come across as somebody who changes courses often, somebody who perhaps gets very triggered, or suddenly starts to doubt themselves and shuts down or completely changes course. There's definitely energy here indicating somebody who is somewhat imbalanced, or someone who is opportunistic. There's not really a set course or a set path or a rigid plan for this person. They're still figuring things out. So if that sounds like your person, or if that sounds like somebody in your life currently, and you're curious to know more, let's go ahead and get into what it is that this person thinks of you. So let's get tarot first. I also have a few oracles, but first we're going to get into tarot. And we're asking what it is that pile one's person thinks of you. Okay, come on. I love this deck so much, and I get very sad about shuffling it. Okay. What does pile one's person think of pile one? What do they think of pile one? Okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. Oh, we have another one. We have the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords. This is interesting. Already I'm sensing that this person sees you as somebody who is very responsible, somebody who is much more logical, perhaps not as impulsive, somebody who can stick to a plan, somebody who knows who they are, who is in their power. Those are some things that are coming out right off the bat. We also have the five. Okay, I'm going to move these over. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and before I pull more, let's go ahead and look at these oracles as well. So we have Divine Connection. We also have Bear. And we have Human, and the key word for human is consciousness. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to go ahead and clarify what's come through. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? Why is the Eight of Pentacles here, Spirit? Okay. We have the Four of Wands. Why is the Queen of Swords here? Why is the Queen of Swords here, Spirit? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Swords here? We have the Page of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Why is the Ace of Swords here? The Nine of Cups, and then why is the Wheel of Fortune here? We have the Eight of Cups. Okay, and then on the back of the deck we have the Ten of Cups. Okay. So what does this person think of you? What do they think of when you come into their mind? I get the feeling that they feel as though you have a really good head on your shoulders, or a really good balance between thinking logically or being responsible and also following your heart. It seems as though they see you as somebody who honors your feelings, doesn't really bottle them up or avoid them, which can happen at times when there's a lot of energy indicating like a very logical person. It could be that they completely block out that emotional side of them. And I don't see that here. I see somebody who is very balanced in terms of setting goals for oneself, knowing what it is that you want, and also finding a balance between taking your goals seriously as well as having fun. They see you as somebody, and they feel as though when they're around you, like you are somebody who's very, very grounded. Very grounded. And also somebody who I would say that even though there is a lot here indicating that there's a balance between logic or mind and heart, there's also kind of like a novice type of energy to exploring your feelings, or perhaps to exploring romance in general. With the Page of Swords here and the Page of Cups, this is very youthful, young energy. It's definitely not a mature, established type of person or type of energy when it comes to matters of the heart. It seems as though they feel like, or they're viewing you as somebody who perhaps doesn't have a lot of experience with it, or perhaps is just now exploring that side of yourself. I kind of get the feeling with the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups that they're seeing you, or they feel as though you're somewhat fearful of connecting with others on an emotional level. Like there's a level of feeling as though you could be abandoned, but also because the energy was coming through so strongly with this person in particular as somebody who is flighty, somebody who kind of changes course often, I think they're kind of recognizing here with this Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups that perhaps there has been some damage that has been done to this connection, or perhaps they've harmed you in ways in which they weren't really necessarily intending to, or perhaps they recognized that this was something that could happen, but they chose to take a certain course anyway, and it's left you, in their mind's eye, it's left you feeling hurt, abandoned, or feeling at a loss in some sort of way. But I think like the big takeaway that I'm getting here is that they see you as somebody who is the exact opposite of them. You are somebody who is very level-headed, somebody who's very clear-minded and understands what it is that they want. They see you as somebody who knows who you are, who has a stable sense of self, and who knows what it is that they want and doesn't become afraid when they are in the process of receiving it. I get the feeling with the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Cups here, as well as with Divine Connection, that if this connection is something where it has come to a close, or if this has gone through some sort of cycle and it's currently at a standstill, I just get the feeling with the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Cups as though this person, when they think of you, what do they think? One of the things that comes through is that right now is not necessarily the right time for this connection, or that they aren't necessarily sure what the truth is entirely of this connection and they need more information. But there's definitely a level here with Divine Connection and the Wheel of Fortune of recognizing that there is a specialness to you. But I also feel like they seem to be under the impression that you are currently going through a process of waking up as well, a process of becoming conscious of what's gone on between the two of you, or conscious of your own patterns, conscious of your own desires, and it's something that's somewhat new. And like I was saying, I saw it with this Page of Swords and the Page of Cups, but also the Bear and the Human are indicators of waking up from a slumber, becoming aware of the complexities of certain situations, of life, of consciousness just in general, and what that means. And yeah, I would say that they think that this might be something that you're just realizing as well when it comes to there being somewhat of a specialness to this connection. And the specialness continues with this Ten of Cups. When they think of you, they think of like they see a lot of potential when it comes to you. I just think that this person isn't necessarily the most grounded of people, and while they see potential, they don't necessarily know how to receive potential, is kind of what I'm picking up on here. But let's go ahead and look at the advice that came through for you guys. And for that, we have the coyote. And the question that the coyote poses is, what energizes me? And the key word is play. And what this card is really encouraging you to do is to expand on your sense of self, your sense of play, and also expand on challenging the rules that you have set in place for yourself when it comes to success, when it comes to society, and not only challenge those rules, but also nurture your own intuition that might be leading you elsewhere. So there's that. We're also going to go ahead and get a couple more advice cards. What advice is there for pile 1? Okay, so we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. What does pile 1 need to hear? And we have surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing for you guys today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about what's going on in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you guys pile 1. This is something that I truly enjoy doing, and I want to be as authentic and honest and clear as possible in what it is that I'm seeing. But please don't ever let a tarot reading ruin your day. And I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 2. If you chose this crystal, then this is going to be your reading on what they think of when they think of you. So this card here is advice for later, so we will go ahead and put that to the side. And let's go ahead and first and foremost get into the current energies of the person that is showing up. So these could be the energies of the person on your mind. This could also be energetically somebody else that's coming through. If none of this resonates for you, then this probably isn't your pile. But as always, I would like to remind you that I'm only going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing. So if there's something that you're not quite ready to hear, then perhaps this isn't the time to watch this reading. It might be that this pile isn't your pile, or there might not be a pile for you in this video. And please listen to your own intuition when it comes to that. But please don't ever let a YouTube reading or a stranger on YouTube ruin your day. But let's go ahead and get on into it. So the energies that are currently coming through are Rebel, Dolphin, and the key word is play, Apocalypsis, Detective, and Bat. Okay. So this seems to be somebody who either has recently found out that you or someone else very important in their life has been lying to them, or this is somebody who has a difficult time or has recently had a difficult time when it comes to being honest with you, with themselves, or with others. And it seems as though light has been shed on this. Light has been shed on a dishonesty of some kind, and the truth has been revealed, and there has been grief within this process. There's been an ending of some kind. I feel as though for a lot of you, this person is the person who kind of came across as somebody who is dishonest, especially with the bat here. This is somebody who is currently trying to accept an ending of some kind, is currently trying to accept the reality of their situation. I sense with the Rebel here that perhaps this is the kind of person who really wants to be rebellious in positive ways or in ways in which are authentic to them. But at times what can occur is when things get challenging, suddenly they shut down and rebel against the things that are challenging their comfort zone rather than the things that actually matter. And I see it with Dolphin here as well. This is somebody who really enjoys the life, like life's finer things or the comforts that life has to offer, rather than getting down to the nitty-gritty of things. But yeah, that's what I see, is somebody who either has trust issues, but I think for the majority of you, this is somebody who has issues with being honest with themselves. Either way, there's been grief of some kind when it comes to a truth that has been revealed for this person, whether or not it was a truth that they were trying to find out or a truth that they were trying to hide. But that's what I'm seeing. So if that resonates, let's go ahead and look into what they think of you. So I have oracles for this as well, but we're going to go ahead and shuffle tarot first and see what comes through. What does pile 2's person think of pile 2? Okay, we have the 6 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. Okay, why is the 6 of Cups here, Spirit? What do they think of them? Why is the 6 of Cups here? Okay, we have the 10 of Swords reversed. Why is the 3 of Swords here, Spirit? Why is the 3 of Swords here, Spirit? We have the Devil. Why is the 7 of Swords here? Why is the 7 of Swords here, Spirit? We have the 7 of Pentacles. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Okay, we have the 2 of Cups reversed. And why is the 4 of Wands here? We have the Moon and the Emperor. And on the back of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups. Okay. And then for your oracle cards, we have Owl, Ladybug, and the key word for Ladybug is Fortunate. We have Crossing Fate, the Raccoon, and the key word is Furtive. And we have Lamb. Okay, so let me get some of Joplin's hair off this table. It's going to drive me crazy. So what do they think of when they think of you? Where do I want to start? I think we should start with the oracles. And what the oracles are telling me is that when they think of you, one of the first things that comes to their mind is the level of attraction that they have for you. There are a lot of cards here indicating that there is a lot of attraction with the Owl, the Ladybug, and the Devil. There's attraction here, 100%. And this person seems to think that you are very beautiful or very handsome, very good looking, but it goes beyond looks. There's a magnetism to you, a charisma to you. I would say that they almost feel as though you're bewitching. There's like a charm to you that they feel that they can't necessarily shake. I also feel as though they view you as somebody who is very abundant, somebody who gets what it is that they want, quite possibly because of the charm that you kind of exude. But there's more to you than meets the eye, is what I'm sensing here with the Raccoon and with Lamb here. There's a gentle or a subtle type of manipulation, or a subtle type of, what's the word? Like encouragement within you that kind of like you bring onto others to perhaps get what it is that you want, or guide conversations or interactions in a specific way. There's just a lot here indicating that they feel as though you're a very charismatic person. I feel like they're under the impression that they need to make a decision of some kind with crossing fates here. This is indicative of them recognizing that a decision on their end needs to be made. And I think they're kind of recognizing that there really isn't a right or a wrong path for them to take. But they need to take a path. I kind of feel as though perhaps this person has been very stuck in the past or stuck on you. And there's confusion here. I mean, with the 7 of Pentacles, we have a big old question mark right here. And it's like, this is them wondering whether or not they should stay, like whether or not they should see if anything can still grow after this betrayal, or whether or not that would be futile, whether or not that would be a waste of time, essentially, whether or not they or you, depending on where this betrayal came from, has caused the earth of this connection to become barren. I also kind of get the feeling with the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles as though they're not necessarily sure what their next move should be. There's a calculated energy to this particular card. If you look at the image, there's a person with a chessboard here, and it's like they're calculating what the next move should be in order for this person to win, in order for this person to be successful. This person seems to be very confused. And so like I said, we have this question mark here, but then we also have the moon, and the moon is all about illusion. It's about things not necessarily appearing as they are. And if you look at this image, what's interesting about this particular deck is that we have the moon here, but then we see the reflection of the moon in what perhaps is a puddle. So like you can't, but is it, you know what I mean? Like, is it, or which one is which, first of all? And then we have all of these doors, and there's just like an element of confusion on which door to take. And you see it here again. I see the same kind of message coming through with this particular 3 of Swords. It looks like a labyrinth. There's a labyrinth of like stairs and openings, and then there's this person standing here, but there's a shadow underneath, and it's just very difficult, I think, for this person right now to understand what the truth is, or to understand what the right course of action would be, because they seem very much within their own head right now, and they also seem to be in an element of mourning this connection. And also with this imagery, you see these skeletons kind of going round and round in a circle. And I kind of get the feeling with the 3 of Swords here that this person feels as though perhaps they've exhausted, or this connection has been exhausted when it comes to the current cycle that it continues to go round and round in, and something has to change. But there's like an element of dependency here with this Devil, an element of attraction here. Definitely not the most high vibrational type of energy. I would say that this person feels very, very drawn to you in a level of attachment that also hurts them or causes you hurt. And like, I feel as though there's a separation here because of this Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups. And of course, with Apocalypsis having come out, that to me is indicative of grief, of a truth having been revealed. And I do feel as though for a lot of you, this really does have to do with this person having harmed you, because we have the Six of Cups here. This person, when they think of you, it's very nostalgic. And when they start thinking of the ways in which they could perhaps apologize, they think that this ending isn't, like, whatever is happening right now isn't actually an ending. It's actually just a very, very painful moment. And I sense with the Two of Cups that perhaps there was like a betrayal of some kind with it being reversed. I feel like this person doesn't necessarily know if whether or not trying to make amends would be actually beneficial to the both of you, or whether or not it would actually cause more harm than it would good. And they're recognizing that it's them who is going to have to kind of figure that out for themselves, especially if they were the ones to have been dishonest in some sort of way. That it's them who is going to have to make a decision. And another thing that's coming through with this Emperor is this perhaps realization on their end of them being somewhat stubborn when it comes to their own thought process, or their own their own way in which they navigate connections. There's like an element of stubbornness here. And so it feels like right now, with the Eight of Cups being the bottom of the deck energy, right now they are currently seeking truth. The Eight of Cups is about stepping away from something and moving toward a place of deeper understanding. So when they think of you, they think of needing to understand things more clearly, not understanding things, or not seeing the truth entirely. So that's what I'm seeing here when it comes to what they're thinking. So for your advice, we have stink bug. And the question that the stink bug brings about is, how does this situation look and feel from a different view? And the key word is flip. So this card is really encouraging you, very much like I see this person kind of struggling right now. And this could also be them seeing you as somebody who is struggling right now when it comes to understanding things. But this card is very much encouraging you to look at this connection, or look at yourself, look at your own behaviors, your own desires, anything involving what has transpired here in different perspectives, from different viewpoints, and see what lessons can be found from the different perspectives. But that's what I'm seeing there. Let's go ahead and grab you a couple more cards and see what comes through. What advice is there? We have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. So this could be a reminder for those of you who perhaps were the ones who were dishonest. But I think that this card, I know that I cannot change the past, is solid advice for anyone. Let's see, what else is coming through for pile 2? Okay. So we have fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love and empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So again, we have this perspective, this call to shift perspective. And we have judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. All right, pile 2. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that they think of when you cross their mind. So this card here is going to be advice for later. So we will go ahead and put that to the side. And we are going to first and foremost look into what energetically is going on with this person currently, just so that you'll know whether or not this is the person on your mind, or perhaps this is somebody else that you know, or this might not be your pile. But as always, I'm only going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing. So if there's anything that you're not wanting to hear, or if you're only wanting to hear what you're hoping for, then perhaps this isn't the time to watch this video. And also, if something isn't resonating, it's probably because it's not a message for you. And please don't let a YouTube video ruin your day. So to get started, pile 3, we have Judge, we have Mouse, the Tear, and Taper. And the key word for Taper is grasp. So the person that is coming through right now is somebody who I feel like is kind of going through an awakening of some kind, perhaps is finally ready to face perhaps wounds that have never been healed or looked at or tended to, perhaps look at things that they have been clinging to in the past that need to be released. There's definitely a release going on for this person. I sense that this person may have been somebody who has been very fearful or anxious, somebody who really tries to control their surroundings, somebody who's very detail-oriented, and somebody who's ready to grow, somebody who's ready to look back at aspects of their life that helped shape them into who they are, either for the better or for the worse, and practice self-compassion, practice standing up for themselves, practice healing and being patient with themselves. There's a lot going on for this person right now. A lot of revelations, a lot of evolving, a lot of perhaps even like reparenting. I see a person who is wanting to advocate for themselves in the way in which they probably needed to be advocated for in a different time. And somebody who is putting in the work to be a better person or to show themselves love, ground themselves, understand themselves better. This person is really working on their relationship with themselves and is releasing things that perhaps are harming them, that perhaps in the past were helpful when it came to keeping themselves safe or helping them, guide them along their path, but they're no longer serving them, and they're recognizing this and they want to release this. There's sadness here for a lot of them. But there's also forward movement, progress being made. So if that resonates for you guys, if you know who this person is, let's go ahead and look into what their thoughts are when you come to mind. So I have oracles as well, but first we're going to go ahead and get into tarot and see what comes through. Okay, what are pile 3's person's thoughts when it comes to pile 3? We have the 3 of Swords. What are their thoughts? Okay, we have the 3 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. What are their thoughts when it comes to pile 3? What does pile 3's person think of when they think of pile 3? We have the 7 of Cups. What are their thoughts? Okay, and then we have the 4 of Cups. Why is the 3 of Swords here? Okay, we have the Four of Wands. Why is the Two of Cups here? We have the Hanged Man. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? That's too many. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? We have the Three of Cups. Why is the Seven of Cups here? We have the King of Cups. And why is the Four of Cups here? We have the Eight of Wands. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Emperor. Okay. And then we also have Summer Breeze, Stingray, and Elephant. And the key word for elephant is carry. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the oracle cards when it comes to how they're currently seeing you. And there's a couple of things that are standing out for me. I get the sense that they feel as though you two are on a very similar path, and perhaps they even, I would say that they even like look up to you in a certain way, like they look to you for guidance, whether or not they have shared that with you, like whether or not they've approached you and genuinely just opened up to you and asked you questions to receive guidance, or whether or not that has to do with them just observing you. There's definitely a familiarity and a similarity here with the elephant and then with the taper. The elephant is just somewhat more evolved than the taper. But what I think is interesting is that both the elephant and the taper have the same kinds of noses, which is a pretty rare thing. It just seems as though the elephant energy is an energy of somebody who cares for others, who is kind of a stable presence, and whereas the taper is more of an energy of somebody who is grasping at their surroundings, trying to understand it. So I would say that they definitely see you as somewhat of an anchor, of somewhat of a goal of theirs to achieve the same level of stability or consciousness that you have achieved. And I see it with the stingray as well. They see you as somebody who has a backbone, somebody who advocates for themselves, who stands up for themselves, who is open to growing, is open to being challenged. And that's currently kind of the beginning phase of where they're at currently. But they also don't see you as somebody who takes all of this very, very seriously, where this is the only thing that you're focused on. With Summer Breeze here, there's an element of like stopping to smell the flowers, of enjoying the little things in life, and being very present, very much present in the moment, rather than rushing through things. And that's kind of what they see in you. When it comes to their thoughts, there's a lot of cups here. There are a lot of cups. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cups here. I'm getting confused. We have 4 cups here. There's a lot of 5 cups. Oh my gosh. You guys can count for yourselves. There's a lot of cups here. So this is telling me that when it comes to their thoughts, a lot of it comes from their emotional heart space. There's concern here, I would say. There's a lot of love for the Two of Cups to come out along with the Hanged Man. There's it feels as though this person feels like the progress of this connection has kind of been put on pause, is what I want to say. If you look at this image of the Hanged Man, we see this boat, and it's like it's crossed through this rainbow and it's headed toward the castle in the sky. but this anchor has just stopped it from its progress, from getting to its goal. And I feel as though this is indicating that their thoughts are that either this connection has been put on pause, or they are going to have to put this connection on pause for their own healing. And it's something that I think kind of causes them some pain with the Three of Swords here and the Four of Wands. There's so much stability in this connection, and I think they're worried of that stability kind of being shaken up a bit. But I kind of feel like this person is being somewhat hard on themselves. With the Seven of Cups and the King of Cups, I feel as though I get the feeling that this person doesn't necessarily feel as though they can offer you what it is that you deserve, and they feel as though you deserve to be around somebody who also has the ability to stop and smell the roses, who also has the ability to be grounded in the present moment and also grounded within themselves. Somebody who brings you joy. And I don't know if they necessarily feel as though they are capable of that right now. Like, they have a lot on their plate is what I'm seeing. And for some of you, there may even be this fear of like them wanting to go in a certain direction, like either move somewhere or make a really significant change in their life, and they're worried that you may not want to necessarily go with them, or you may not necessarily want to accept the direction in which they would like this connection to go, is another thing that's coming through with these two cards. But they feel like they need to step it up. With this Emperor card here, this is telling me that like when they think of you, they think of the need within themselves to create a plan, to create a course of action. Like, we have this King of Cups, and I feel as though this is how they're viewing themselves. They're viewing themselves as somebody who's very much in their heart for you. You have a special place in their heart. But when it comes to the Seven of Cups, they're unsure of what to do about this. They're unsure of what direction to go. They're unsure of what to choose. And it might not necessarily be like an element of choosing between you and another person, but it could be between choosing you with while living in this place, or you while living in this place, or you while you go do this and they stay here, or whatever the case may be. I feel like there's lots of different directions that this connection could take, and they want to kind of stabilize themselves and come up with a plan rather than like get overloaded by all of the different opportunities or potentials. They want to be in this Emperor energy. Yeah, and like honestly, like the elephant kind of gives me Empress energy. That's like a very maternal figure. The elephant is a part, it represents the matriarchy. There's just like an element of needing to pick a path and not wanting to choose the wrong thing. And so they're kind of like slowing things down. I wonder too if perhaps they're worried that their own wounds might spill over onto this. If you look at this imagery, we have these teardrops and they're falling onto this Four of Wands, and this Four of Wands indicates a house or a marriage, like a union of some kind. And I kind of wonder if they're worried that their own pains, like these teardrops, might fall onto these fires and put the fire out. Like if they don't evolve, if they don't grow, they may ruin things. That's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and look at the advice card for you guys. And for that, we have the 13-lined ground squirrel. And the question that this animal poses is, what internal What eternal knowing can I access in human form? And the key word is remember. So this animal is encouraging you to understand that you're ready to explore the ways in which you are being called to level up or evolve, perhaps go into yourself a little bit. The number 13 is connected to the tarot card Death, which is all about rebirth. So this is really about letting go of perhaps noises around you that are clouding your judgment or clouding the things that are innately true within you that perhaps you've forgotten. There's a need to go within, perhaps to meditate, to be alone for a while, to quiet the noise around you and remember the eternal truths within yourself. But let's go ahead and get you a couple more cards. What advice is there for pile 3? Okay, so we have empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. And we have judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Okay, pile 3, well, this is what I'm seeing for you guys today. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read for you guys today, pile 3. This is something that I truly love doing, and I want to be authentic and truthful about what it is that I'm seeing. So please only take what resonates and leave the rest. And I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hello, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what thoughts come to mind when you were brought up, what they think of when they think of you. And this card here is advice for later, so we will go ahead and put that to the side. And before we get into the question, we're going to look at the current energies that your person is showing up in. This will give you clarification on whether or not this is your person, whether or not this is perhaps somebody else that you know, or perhaps this isn't your pile. As always, with any of my pick a card readings, I'd like to offer a little bit of a trigger warning. I'm only going to be honest about what it is that I am seeing in the cards. And if there's anything that you're not ready to hear, then perhaps this isn't the time to watch this reading. However, these are general pick a card readings, and if some things are resonating with you and other things aren't, by all means take what's resonating and leave the rest behind. None of this is meant to ruin your day, so please don't let a YouTube reading ruin your day. So let's go ahead and get started. So your person is currently showing up as Gambler, the Crone, Snow Leopard, and the keyword is Astute, and Gazelle. So this is somebody who seems to be very, very wise, or somebody who understands life's ebbs and flows. This seems to be somebody who goes with the flow, who picks their battles, who's very sensitive to their surroundings, very perceptive of others, and very much an intuitive person. Somebody who perhaps makes decisions based on what their heart or what their gut, what their soul is telling them to do, rather than what perhaps others would think would be the logical choice. This person seems to have a really stable sense of self. Somebody who doesn't necessarily let things get to them very quickly or very deeply. It seems like things kind of roll off their shoulders. They seem very adaptable and very free-flowing. There's energy here indicating somebody who goes with the flow, but also somebody who has this ability to do so because they have gone through so many transformations themselves, perhaps some that have not been the most pleasant, perhaps they've been very painful, but they've come out with a great depth of wisdom, is what I would say. I would also say that this person doesn't really seem to be somebody who's all that judgmental of others. That's just something that's coming through. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like it's a very gentle energy of somebody who is very much so in their power, but is not necessarily like overbearing or crossing boundaries with that power. It's like a personal power within themselves that kind of radiates or glows, but doesn't cross over into other people's space. But if that resonates, let's go ahead and look into what they think. What are their thoughts? Okay. What are pile 4's person's thoughts when it comes to pile 4? Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the Page of Cups. What are their thoughts? We have the 5 of Swords, the Page of Wands. Why is the 5 of Wands here? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take that. We have the 2 of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Why is the 10 of Wands here? We have the 6 of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Cups here? Why is the Page of Cups here? We have the 2 of Swords. Why is the 5 of Swords here? We have the 2 of Wands reversed. And why is the Page of Wands here? Okay, we have the 4 of Cups. And then on the back of the deck, we have the 3 of Wands. Okay. Let's try to get this looking somewhat organized. And then I also have oracle cards that I will go ahead and pull out right now. And for that, we have Thunder and Lightning, Hawk, and Booby. And the key word is foolish. Okay. So I would say that there is somewhat of like an energy of mirroring going on. Like they sense that you two are very similar in a lot of ways, but I don't necessarily know if there is an understanding on their end. Like kind of like how I was expressing to you that this person seems to be somebody who follows their intuition rather than somebody who does things that are logical. And in their perspective, it feels right, and I don't necessarily, and I think that there's an element of trust that comes with that intuition. And I kind of get the feeling that you're very much similar to that with this foolish energy here. However, they're not necessarily understanding the mirror that's being held up with that energy, and they're not understanding how perhaps they look to others when it is their turn to follow their intuition in the same way that you do. And I kind of get the feeling that they see you as somebody who, perhaps rather than viewing it as you following your intuition, they view it more so as you are impulsive. But there is like an understanding within them of them feeling as though you both share the same sorts of perspectives or wisdoms or insights on certain things. Like with this 10 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles, it feels like perhaps you guys have gone through the same sorts of challenges in the past, or burdens, or whatever it is. When I was talking about how there's like births and rebirths, and perhaps some of them haven't been the most pleasant, it feels as though you two share a lot of similar experiences, or perhaps you've gone through certain experiences together in which it was very transformative, evolutionary. And in that case, it's something that you share. You guys can like bounce ideas off of one another. There's a strong feeling of being connected to you in ways in which I think this person feels very understood. I would say with the 5 of Wands here, and then the King of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups, there's like an element of passion here, or of like the two of you challenging one another. I sense that this person feels very challenged by you, and I see it with thunder and lightning as well. This is like somewhat combative energy. It's energy that kind of like puts itself out, but also is like really, it's really powerful. When both of those things come together, the storm that it creates. And I sense that they see you as somebody who challenges them to kind of be the best version of themselves, or to look at things in different perspectives, to challenge certain aspects of themselves that are perhaps holding them back. There's just an element of like feeling inspired to grow, and recognizing that like you encourage them to be their best self. They see you as a partner, like a true partner, not somebody who is going to lie to them to get them to stay, or lie to them to get them to like you more. They see you as somebody who's very authentic. I feel as though there's a decision here that needs to be made. For some reason, with the 2 of Swords and then also the 2 of Wands being reversed, there is like a decision that's kind of being put off. There's a lot of like youthful type of energy with the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, and then the booby. It feels not very mature in some sort of way. I kind of wonder if, like with the 5 of Swords here and the 2 of Wands being reversed, I think that what this is indicating is that this person, just as much as they see you as a partner, as somebody who is authentic, they see themselves as that too. This is telling me that they are showing up in this connection as somebody who does not want to just put themselves first and like not worry about like the consequences of their actions. This is somebody who like really takes your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, your desires to heart when it comes to making choices for perhaps themselves or for perhaps the connection. They don't want to do anything in which there would be harm to this connection. And I think with the 2 of Swords and the Page of Cups, another element that I'm picking up on is this desire to, like, they don't want this connection. They don't see this connection as something that is not long term, like not if they see like serious potential in this connection, and they want this connection to grow. They have like a particular desire for this connection to head in a very particular direction, and it is not in a casual sense, is kind of what I'm getting with this Two of Swords and the Page of Cups. And I think maybe for some of you guys, they may be worried with this energy here of Foolish that perhaps you're not looking for something as serious as them. Or if this is like more of an established connection, they're worried that whatever the next step is for you may not necessarily be what it is that you're wanting as well. And I see it with the Page of Wands and the Four of Cups as well. There's this there's a little bit of a fear here, or a little bit of a worry that like where they are wanting to explore, you may not be all that interested. Like I sense a desire for this connection to grow is what I would say. They want this connection to grow, and they hope that you do too. Let's go ahead and look into your advice, and for that we have, what is mine to share? It's the honeybee, and the question that the honeybee encourages is, what is mine to share? And the key word is sweeten. So what this card is encouraging is connecting with others and sharing what you have when you have a surplus, and also being open to letting others share with you when there may be a lack thereof within your own energetic fields. There's a level of encouragement to connect with others, perhaps to connect with this person, but obviously you know what this would be indicating best. But let's go ahead and also get some more cards. Okay, that was a terrible shuffle. Just move those. Okay, what advice is there for pile 4? We have fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. What advice is there for pile 4? And we have honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. All right, pile 4. Well, this is what I am seeing for you guys today. I would love to hear about how this resonated, if it did, in the comment section down below. If it didn't resonate, please don't take it to heart if there was anything that was said that upset you in any way. I'm only seeing what it is that I see in the cards, and I want to be authentic and honest about what I'm seeing, and it may just not be a message for you. But thank you so much, pile 4, for watching, and I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye!